Hello and welcome to another Sprues and Brews unboxing. Today we are having a look at the new Amazon releases for Blood Bowl. So first of all, I want to say a massive thanks to Games Workshop for sending us free review copies a little ahead of time to review, build up and paint to show you guys. Yeah, I'm really excited for this range. We saw these revealed a little bit earlier in the year, and like with the Nord team, it looks like all of the players and all the star players are being released at the same time as well, so that's really cool. So yeah, in the video what we're going to do is have a look at the kits, see how they go together. We're going to check out the Spike magazine, see all the profiles for the players, and then towards the end of the video I'm going to have these built and painted, and we'll have a bit of a miniature showcase to kind of show off what they look like. So first of all, without further ado, let's jump in and see what the miniatures look like. So first of all, let's start off with the plastic kit, the Amazon Blood Bowl team. Got to say, the artwork on the box is really cool. I like the scheme that they've done. I think what I'm going to do is use a lot of the new contrasts, the really kind of like vivid ones, to get the kind of like the yellow and green kind of colours going on. So I'll have a bit of a play with that. So yeah, they look really cool. So let's crack this open and see what we get inside. So we'll move those to one side for now and have a look at the kit. So like with most Blood Bowl kits, you get two duplicated sprues, but there tends to be a little bit of variety on some of the builds to give you a mix of different like poses for your players. So let's have a quick look at one of these frames. So they are really nice. I love the kind of like I guess Aztec theme they've got going on. I think these are going to be really enjoyable to paint. I don't know how I'm going to do the skin yet. I'll when I get to the painting element of the video, I'll let you know kind of what I've done there. But yeah, I think these are going to be really fun to paint. They do look so cool. Blood Bowl has been an ace game just for the miniatures. I did a lot of the star players for the last release, painted them up, they were really cool, and now yeah, looking forward to working on these. So you get two of those frames. You also get a full sheet of transfers, but on the bases, so you can have the names of positionals on the back of your base, along with some iconography and numbers, so you know who's who. Standard bases are included. So there was a time when they included the kind of Blood Bowl bases with holes in. That doesn't seem to be the case anymore. They're just standard bases, and personally, I prefer these. There's a lot of kind of gap filling in needed on those old bases, so I prefer that they come with them. Before we jump on to the other star players though, let's have a quick look at the instructions to see how they go together. Like with most Blood Bowl kits, it's not going to be too difficult. We've not got many pieces each, and there's a little bit of variety in how you can build them. A couple of different head options. So even though you've got the single frame, it alters the profile a little bit, so you've got your players looking different. So they look really fun. You also get the full kind of like team roster on the back of the instructions as well. So if you don't pick up Spike magazine, you have got the rules for them here, so that's handy. We won't look into them too deep here. We'll look into them when we get into Spike magazine itself. So that is the plastic kit, which is really fun. There's also 3 resin star players that are being released at the same time as well. These are up for pre-order today, alongside that core plastic kit. We've got Boa Constrictor, Estelle and Glottal Stop. You've got all of the comedy lizard names. So let's have a look at these and see kind of what's in the blisters, and you know how many parts they've got and how they go together. So if we have a nosy at Boa Constrictor first, let's pop him out of his blister. So there's all the parts for Boa Constrictor. We'll have a quick look at the instructions first before we look at the components, and it's got quite a number of parts. It might be a bit of a fiddly one to put together, but it shouldn't be too bad. Again, likewise with these, you do get his like team card within the blister as well. So again, if you're just picking up this blister, you have got the full rules for using them as well. Again, we'll look at all his rules and stuff later on, but really good that they're included. Let's have a quick look at the components. I'm really looking forward to painting this one up. All these models are going to be so like colourful and characterful. I'm really looking forward to seeing what the like wider community does with them as well. I can see some really kind of wacky Louise Sugden style paint jobs on these guys, because yeah, they're just going to be cool, aren't they? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to painting this guy up. There's a couple of small parts, and just be aware some of the components have like snapped off the kind of resin kind of gates as well, so just make sure that you check that you've got all the parts intact as well. Like with any Forge World kit as well, it is always best to give it a bit of a clean in soapy water to remove the release agent. So that is Boa Constrictor. Next up we've got Glottal Stop. He's like a Kon'ssstriktr star player. I assume he can be taken by the Lizardmen as well, but he is available for the Amazons, and he looks like a bit of a beast. So again, if we crack open his blister, and again a bit of a bigger kit than the previous one. Glottal Stop is a Kon'ssstriktr, so he's a big guy. Again, you get the full rules for him within the pack as well, along with his star player information, which is fun to have. Again, he's actually got a similar number of parts as Boa Constrictor, but obviously they're bigger and chunkier, so this guy's probably going to be a little bit easier to build. We'll have a quick look at the components again before we move on. This will be really nice to paint. I think with some of the new like turquoise contrast colours as well, you could probably do a really kind of quick paint job on him too, and he'd look really good. So yeah, like with Boa Constrictor. What I quite like about this team, all the star players, you've got some like different textures and colours to work with, so I think it's going to be a fun little painting project. I can see a lot of people picking this guy up just to paint, because I mean look at that, that's really cool. I'd love to see some like reimagined Seraphon. The Seraphon range is a bit kind of old now, and the new stuff that they've done for Blood Bowl looks so much better than some of those older kits, so yeah, looking forward to seeing what comes of that in the future. But again, beautiful kit, and can't wait to paint it up. And finally we've got Estelle Levenot. So she is a lover of frogs. I believe this model is absolutely covered in them. So again, let's open her up and take a look at what is inside. And yeah, fairly small parts count on this one. She's a smaller model, she's more like human size. Again, full rules included inside. And yeah, we've got like 5 parts. So this should be a really easy one to put together. Again, there's some really nice detail on her as well. Like I say, at the end of the video, we'll be looking at all these built and painted as well. So we'll be able to see the finished models in some more detail. So yeah, hang around for that. But yeah, that's a look at the various miniature releases. So what we're going to do now is have a look at the Spike magazine and see the team itself. So let's dive into the pages of Spike magazine issue 15. So if you've not kind of picked up a Spike magazine before, these are very much a kind of very tongue-in-cheek, very kind of like in-universe magazine, as if Blood Bowl was real and there was, you know, Blood Bowl magazines that you could pick up in your local shop. That's essentially what this is. So there's spoof interviews and lots of fun stuff like that. But you also get rules for the team in here as well. Like I said earlier in the video, you do get those within the box, but I think these are £10 each, and I think it's worth picking them up just for the comedy value really. They're quite fun. Again, a lot of it's written in universe in a very tongue-in-cheek style, but it gives you a lot of information on the team. There's a lot of kind of tactic stuff in here later on in the magazine too, where it kind of goes into the ins and outs of how the team plays and what setups to use. We'll see in a little bit. So we'll have a look at the team here. So you've got lineswomen, 50,000 gold. They've got dodge, agility 8+, strength 3, agility 3+, pass 4+, movement 6. Python warrior throwers, similar stat line. Pass is 3+ though. They've got dodge on the ball, pass and safe pass. Piranha warriors are 90,000. Movement 7, 3, 3, 5, 8. Dodge, hit and run, and jump up. Now, hit and run's a new ability that the Amazon teams have. And basically, after doing a block, they can move into one free square, ignoring tackle zones, as long as they're still standing. So that's quite cool. You can't end the move being marked or marking any opposition players, but it means they can kind of like wriggle their way through lines and try and get onto the other side of the line of scrimmage. So that's a pretty cool ability. And then you've got your Jaguar Warrior blockers. They're 110,000, 6, 4, 3, 5, 9 plus armour, and they're defensive and dodge. So yeah, they look pretty cool. Obviously they're quick, they're quite agile, they're going to be quite slippery, especially with those Piranha Warriors kind of slipping through the lines of the opposing team. So that's pretty fun. You also get a breakdown of all the star players that they can take. The new ones that we saw earlier, so Boa Constrictor, Estelle and Glottal Stop, the rules are included within the magazine too. So if you do pick up this magazine, you've got all the rules for them too, which is pretty cool. But yeah, as we go through the rest of the magazine, we've got stuff like write-ups about famous Amazon teams, information about the Carrot Temple Harpies that the box is named after. You also get an example kind of team to show them at their peak when they won, you know, events and stuff. So that's quite fun as well. Like I said earlier, we also get the rules for the star players in here too, along with kind of write-ups and interviews and lots of fun stuff like that. So Estelle, she's got Disturbing Presence, Dodge, Guard, Loner 4+ and Sidestep. Her special rule, Baleful Hex. Once per game at the beginning of Estelle's activation, choose an opposition player within 5 squares and roll a d6. On a 2+, the chosen player loses their tackle zones and cannot be activated until the end of the opposition's next team turn. That's pretty cool. Clocks in at 190,000 gold for her. And then yeah, like I say, a lot of the magazine is very much imagine buying a Blood Bowl magazine in the Warhammer world, and that's kind of not far off. So they are quite fun. I do enjoy picking these up. Glottal Stop, Animal Savagery, Frenzy, Loner 4+, Mighty Blow +1, Prehensile Tail, Stand Firm and Thick Skull. His Primal Savagery special rule, once per game. When Glottal fails an Animal Savagery roll, it may lash out an opposition player rather than a teammate. So that's pretty handy to have. He's quite expensive. 270,000 gold. We also get in these books rules for variations on Blood Bowl games as well. So, you know, the cool kind of like pictures that you get separately. I think the Amazon one is available for pre-order today alongside all this stuff. You get rules to let you play leagues in that environment and then games in that pitch. We get the Jungle Bowl, which has got some different results on there and some artifacts that you can buy as well as an inducement. We get a Sweltering Jungle Weather table, a unique kickoff table for that as well. Again, just add a little bit of flavour for your games. What we like to do when we play is have like our home pitches and play using those special rules. So it just mixes it up and makes it fun. You know, you can play Blood Bowl super seriously, but it's nice to kind of add some of that fun stuff. On the sprue, you get crystal skull balls and snake balls as well. You get the rules to use those too, which is pretty fun. We also get a bit of a kind of tactics section that talks you through playing the Amazon team. Goes into all the different positionals, gives you their pros and cons and how you should be using them, and even some examples on starting teams that you should buy. Really, really good, especially if you're new to the game. This will give you some insight into how the team plays, what miniatures you need to take. So that's why I say, I think it's only £10, the Spike magazine, but I always try and pick these up when I get a team because A, it's funny, I love all the silly stuff in here, and B, it does give you quite a bit of insight into how to play the team. On the next page, I think it gives you some offence and defence kind of setups as well, so where you guys should be, what you should be thinking about, what you're trying to do during your turn. And obviously for veteran Blood Bowl players, that will come as like second nature to them. But for new people to the hobby, it's quite nice being able to, I guess, learn what you need to be doing gradually, not having to be thrown in the deep end. It gives you some pointers and means that maybe those first few games you're not going to get completely battered because you've kind of got an inkling of what to do based on what's in here. So I think that's pretty fun. The next star player we've got is Boa Constrictor. So he's got Dodge, Hypnotic Gaze, Loner 4+, Prehensile Tail, Safe Pair of Hands and Sidestep. His Look Into My Eyes special rule: once per game, if Boa starts his activation marking an opposition player with a ball, he may roll a d6. On a 1, nothing happens. On a 2+, the opposition player loses possession of the ball. Boa immediately gains possession of the ball, and Boa's activation immediately ends. So that's pretty cool for just stripping the ball off a player. Maybe if somebody's getting close to your touch zone or something, throw him in and just get the ball off them. 200,000 credits as well for him. We then get the College of Heavens team for Dungeon Bowl, again using the Amazon team members from the box. You can use those in your games of Dungeon Bowl, which is fun as well. So if you do play Dungeon Bowl, you've got the full rules for them in this book as well. In all of the Spike magazines as well, we also get a bit of a comic in the back of them, which again is very funny, tongue-in-cheek and just a bit silly, which is always good. So yes, what we're going to do now is have a look at some of the painted models that I've done for the star players. And here's a look at the finished star players. Unfortunately, didn't quite have enough time to get the team finished, but I wanted to work on the star players first because they're really nice models. I wanted to show these off. So what we'll do is have a look at each of these in turn and yeah, what they look like. So Glottal Stop, I think, is my favourite. I really enjoyed painting this guy up to the point where I would love to do a Lizardman army, Seraphon army, I guess, for Age of Sigmar, if they ever got new models, because this guy's so cool compared to the current Kroxigors. I actually like this guy more than the generic Kroxigor that you can get as well, so he's a good option to use for your Lizardman team as well. But yeah, really nice model. Thoroughly enjoyed painting him up, and he was really easy to build too. He wasn't too difficult. A lot of all these models are basically based with contrast and then kind of layered up from there. Contrast paints make it so easy to get models kind of painted quickly, especially the new, I forget what it's called, but the new yellow, I think it's called Imperial Fist. Really good, really kind of solid coverage as well. Not like some of the contrast colours can go a bit patchy when you apply them. If you do it in a quite controlled manner, it looked really good. The green, I think, is one of the new contrasts as well. Eldari Emerald, I think it's called off the top of my head. So yeah, so a lot of this is just done with them, and yeah, I'm quite happy with how he turned out. So that's Glottal Stop. We've got Boa Constrictor. Again, another really nice model. Really fun painting this one up. I might go back in and add some more detail to him. But yeah, another fun one to paint up. It's not one. Same with Necromunda. I really like painting up the bounty hunters and the various special characters. And it's the same with Blood Bowl. I just find painting the star players really enjoyable. So yeah, focus on those rather than the team. Hopefully, I will have the team painted up soon, and I'll add those over to the post over on Sprues and Brews as well. But yeah, it's really cool. And then finally, we have got Estelle. A little bit more fiddly to paint. She's a bit more kind of intricate, I guess. All the kind of frogs and stuff on her make her a little bit tougher to paint than some of the other ones. But yeah, she was pretty fun too. So yeah, out of the three though, Glottal Stop is going to be my absolute favourite because he is an absolute dude and really cool. So yeah, that was a look at the new Amazon release for Blood Bowl. They are up for pre-order today and out next Saturday. Again, a massive thanks to Games Workshop for sending us free early review copies a little bit ahead of time to paint up and review and talk about on the site. I've also done a companion piece over on spruesandbrews.com as well, where I'll have some more photos of these, pictures of all the sprues, pictures of all the components of these models too. So if you are interested in that, check it out. And yeah, I hope you have a great weekend and we'll see you soon.